We're inside a tunnel that connects the Daily Estates to the university in the 2010 hit video game Skate 3. Most people experience this city through its unique gameplay and fun challenges. Not me though, I just like to walk around and look at the walls. And today, you're coming with me. I have a couple spots I think you might find kinda interesting. Let's see what kind of fake graffiti we can find in this fake world. Graffiti in video games is so fascinating to me because in real life, we can imagine a whole series of events that led to a piece of graffiti ending up on a wall. But in a video game, that's not the case. The pieces of graffiti are just plastered about. The developers are just trying to trick your brain into thinking that you're in a real place. But you're not. This is all just a simulation. But I wonder how well Skate 3 pulls off this illusion. We're gonna saunter through Port Carvington's three main areas, the downtown district, the industrial district, and seemingly everybody's favorite, the university district. We're gonna see if the graffiti lives up to the standard set by real-world graffiti writers. In other words, is the graffiti in Skate 3 sick or whack? Let's go for a walk. Okay, this is the first place I want to show you. It's just up here at the observatory. It's the last place that you can select at the university area of the map. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, hey Dan, there's not a lot of graffiti around here. You're up at the observatory. And you're right, there is a suspicious lack of graffiti. But the graffiti that I want to show you is just in this tunnel south of the observatory on Observatory Road. This is the spot I want to show you, right here. Now, this is what we would call fake mural. This is just a bunch of assets plastered on top of one another, but it will give us kind of an idea of the kind of graffiti we're gonna find throughout this game. All these throwies just thrown over top of one another with no regard for one another. This either seems like a practice spot or these graffiti writers have no respect for one another. They're just throwing up over each other. There are tags over throwies. There are throwies over pieces. This is breaking all of the rules and I'm hating it a lot. And on top of that, all of these pieces aren't really that appealing to look at. Nothing really that cool. And then you come over here, you see Buzz. It's like some straight letter nonsense, which is all right for amateur level graffiti artists, which is cool. I like the fact that there's amateur level graffiti in the game because in the real world, it's not all just kings out there, right? You got some toys. So this here is just the biggest toy wall, and they don't give me a real world vibe. This is such a video game set of graffiti. Just tag after piece on top of throwy. I'm not loving it, but I do like this character, this kind of three-eyed mutated bird thing. That dude's pretty sick. And then Grip has I don't know, I'm not really a huge fan of Grip's style over here. They probably covered up a burner. But this is the most egregious thing right here, okay? Copy and paste the exact same series of tags and pieces and throwies, all just mangled together, copied and pasted. They didn't just take all of the elements and put them together in another way. No. They made one giant mural piece and then just copy and pasted it a couple times throughout this tunnel. And you're not supposed to notice it. You're just supposed to be up at the observatory ripping through. But I guess because it's around the corner and on the other side, it's not gonna really jump out at you. You're gonna be tricked a lot. But this tells you right away that you're not in a real world. And I'd like to say, hey, it's 2010 when this video game came out. Maybe they don't have the space or the assets or the money or whatever to put together something more realistic and cool. And to that I say, hooey! That's nonsense! This is just fake graffiti on a fake wall. You know, there are tons of graffiti artists out there that you could just throw a couple $100s to just send you a digital version of their black book, and then all you gotta do is scan them in, you know? But this is lazy. This isn't cool. I don't like this at all. Let's keep on walking and go to the next place, and hopefully things start to look up. Okay, the next spot I want to show you is the dry docks in the industrial district. And another thing you'll notice is that there is a suspicious lack of graffiti activity. Okay, now this might be a common theme as I go throughout this skateboarding game that's set in a skateboarding heaven, and there is no graffiti all over the place. I don't know about that, but you know, we're just at a dry docks, like a kind of like a shipyard kind of deal, kind of gimmick. But what we will notice, and I think this is affected by where I'm at in the game and how many boards I've sold in the career mode or whatever, but we're starting to see some slappies, some stickers all over the place. And if you'll notice these little eyes in this mouth, this is the slappy that you're gonna see all over the place. I think it is my team logo. I think, I'm not 100% sure. But then we take a look at this boat gimmick over here. All right, slappies everywhere on it. I don't know how they got up there, but they're there. Those are my slappies, which are technically graffiti. They are the lowest on the totem pole, but here we go. We got more slappies here on the curb and more slappies over here on this curb, but only slappies in this part of the city. All right, very weird, very strange. And you'd think that there would be way more tags, especially in a place like this. At least some practice, at least something. Nothing. Absolutely dry. The dry docks indeed. Now I spent a lot of time in that tunnel, so we're gonna move on since there isn't a whole lot of activity going on here. Welcome to Rosalita Skate Park. This is where we're gonna meet so many of the writers in this city. This person over here, Mink. I love this throwy. This throwy is so nice. That M, lowercase I, N, and that K. That's beautiful. That's gorgeous. Here's some wild style that I can't really read. I think it says change, but it's hard to tell here. Uh-oh. We got copy and paste Mink over here. Copy and paste action. And then this thing is, I don't know, dude. I'd call this an anti-style since all the letters look like a completely different style. But it still looks kind of cool. Not sure exactly what it says. Dabs? Pabs? Babs? Not sure. We got a nice little piece over here. I think this one is Card. Card's got a pretty good thing. I hate this orange wild style. You'll see this orange wild style all over the place here. Orange wild style here, orange wild style over here. One of my favorite writers in the city, Myth. Look at this. Beautiful Myth throwy. You're gonna see that small here. You're gonna see it giant over here. Copy and paste, no big deal. And then down here you got all that orange wild style again. Same exact orange wild style. Wild orange over here, wild orange. I gotta introduce you folks to my favorite writer in this entire game, right here. This is Euler, O-I-L-E-R. Now the reason why I like Euler so much is because this is crisp, this is clean, it looks like this guy actually writes. This looks like a real throwy you would see in the real world. I love it. And as we go throughout this world, we'll see that Euler actually has a couple different variants to their throwy, which makes it feel real. It might be the only writer in this entire game that makes it feel real, even though Myth and Mink have like better tags, better throwies, and better style overall. They do only have the one apiece as we'll go through all of this. But we'll see more from Euler as we go throughout it. But that isn't my favorite thing about this skate park. We'll see this mural a couple times too. I think that's kind of lame how that mural is copy and pasted. But that's not the interesting part about this skate park. The part that I want to show you that makes this feel like an actual world is over here. We're gonna keep on going. You know, there should be more stuff over here. Clearly, there should be more. It's these garage doors over here. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is stunning. That looks like it's been there for a while. That has a rugged, aged quality. This looks like it has knowledge. The writers have been here. This wall tells a story. And not only does this wall tell a story, its adjacent door right here, not just a copy and paste. A whole different story going on this one over here. But basically just these two doors are gorgeous. And of course we'll see them copy and paste it throughout the fucking world. But as a standalone, when you just stumble upon them in this skate park, these are the most realistic, true to life assets that I see right here. Okay, let's keep going. This is the Ghetto Spot in the Industrial District. Now, I think it's just called the Ghetto Spot because it's pretty bare bones and looks pretty like cheaply put together. But I don't really enjoy the name Ghetto Spot for it. But either way, I'm getting distracted. What we're gonna see here is a lot of the same throwies. The myth piece, the change piece. Oh, here's a new one. We haven't seen Crumbs yet in the video. There's Crumbs. Oh, here's Euler. Oh, there's Euler. Now here's something the game does that I hate. This is the thing I hate more than copy and paste, okay? I'm gonna flip this camera around and you're gonna see what really grinds my friggin' gears when it comes to this game. That's when they just flip a piece and make you think, oh, this is a whole new thing. This is just Euler backwards. And not even just backwards. They just mirrored it. I hate it so much, and they do it with every single one of them. Why? If you're just gonna copy and paste it anyway, just keep copy and pasting it. This tells me that you really know that you're being lazy. You know another piece should go here. You know that another throwy, another writer's work can go here, but you don't do it. You just flip it around. And here it's done to my favorite writer in the entire game. Such a travesty, okay? I do not like that at all. Then you see my slappy over here, and then all the same pieces, throwies, and tags, just at varying sizes. Here's that anti-style one done through a mirror. Hate it, hate it, hate it. And here it's done real. Back to back. Am I not supposed to notice that? Look, I'm in the same spot, just turning the camera. Here it is the right way. Here it is the fucked way. What the hell are you doing to me, Skate 3? Ghetto Spot. Yeah, I bet. Here's Mink backwards. They really could have done a better job over here with Ghetto Spot, because in a spot that's called Ghetto Spot, you'd think plastered, absolutely littered with graffiti. And that's just not the case. And the graffiti that we do see is just lazy. And I hate to see this. We see Euler's beautiful throwy here, and then my slappy over top of it. Unbelievable rule-breaking stuff over here. This is breaking the rules of graffiti, because I would never do that. Okay, especially to my favorite writer in the game, just to throw my slappy on top of his throwy. That is unethical behavior. Let's move on to the next spot before I really lose it. Okay, so now we've found ourselves in a place that has some of my favorite like pieces and murals and stuff, but isn't really my favorite spot. So we just gotta go to the entrance of the campus and then exit, just turn around and go around back, and we get this place here. First you'll see this mural that I've already determined that I hate. The only other place that I've seen this mural other than that tunnel. Really still hate it. Really don't like that. Goes on forever. Whatever. But then over here, new mural that I have not seen in any other place. This thing is absolutely fantastic. Now, it doesn't really look like there are many writers going on here. Or maybe, yeah, Bob. Maybe Bob did this piece. But the big squid thing, I love it. I love it a lot. All these like kaijus, big battle going on over here. Huge, huge fan of that. That is absolutely fantastic. And then we see this little zombie over here, which might be a nod to something that's going on over here. Because this is another one of my favorite things in the entire game. Look at this zombie mural. And it's by a writer, because I think the writer's name is Zombie because the letters on the heads. Z-O-M-B-I-E. Zombie. Hell yeah. But then unfortunately the kaiju big battle is copy and pasted over here. Kind of taking me away from the immersion. But then we got some more character work over here. Not really anyone's name or anything, I don't think. Just a bunch of characters and numbers. Oh, this one's backwards. This is a mirror. I can tell by the numbers. Those are backwards numbers. So there's this piece somewhere else, probably in this same tunnel, done right side up. I noticed that there was a second part of the tunnel around this side here. Kaiju big battle, copy and pasted again. Ugh. Tunnel piece, gross. Tunnel piece, gross. Just mirror this one. This one's the worst thing in the entire game. And then here's the numbers done correctly, just as suspected. Oh my god. But at least around this side, we got to see some pretty cool characters and that one original zombie piece that I haven't seen copy and pasted or mirrored anywhere else in this game. And you just need to see it. Just take a look. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, let's move on to the last spot I want to show you. For this spot, we gotta go back to the industrial area, and this is my favorite spot in the entire game. Now we go through this entire game and there are dumpsters throughout the city with no tags on it. But here, we can at least see an attempt of something going on. But that's not really what I want to show you. It isn't these fucking dumpsters or whatever. No, I wish that they spent this level of detail in the entire game. Look at these tags. We don't see hand style anywhere else in this game other than right here that I've seen. And then around back, we got some very familiar characters. We got Euler, we got Myth, we got Anti-Style. But like I was saying, Euler appeared a couple different times with a couple different variants. And I want to show you one of the other variants in here. Here's his green oil with an exclamation point. I love it when writers shorten their tag, shorten their little name to get it up quicker. That's beautiful. That's some real world stuff. And on top of this beautiful texture on this brick wall. I really like that. And it looks like Euler spent some time down here, because here he is with his regular piece. Beautiful. This wall, stunning. Absolutely stunning. Just disgusting. Some of the worst hand styles I've ever seen. But that's what makes it feel so cool and so real and immersive. You go up, wow, this piece was here and now it's faded away. That's so cool looking. Man, I wish the whole city looked like this. They could have. Here's oil sideways, here's some skull and crossbones. Oh, here's oil done mirrored, hate it. But it's in this area we see some other things. That looks like a writer up there named Crumb. That looks like a variant on Crumb's style. I like that. And here we see some of the hand styles, but not all piled on top of one another, just individually. And they are kind of ugly, but they kind of work. I do like them. But Euler has one other variant that I am on the hunt for right now, that I know exists in this spot. Some of the stuff we've already seen, but just faded out a little more. See, that kind of detail just throughout the city would have been really cool. Whoever was working on this part did a pretty good job, a much better job than in the city. Inside here, really well done, really well decorated with graffiti, even though it is just a lot of copy and paste. But they did a better job with the copy and pasting. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, look at that. There is Euler's third variant. I know it's really hard to see, which makes it even better. A more rare find. This time, it's just Oi, O-I, in blue, with this sick-ass character. absolutely love the third variant. This is the most infrequently used one. I've only seen it a couple times on this entire map, but it's one of the best little throwies, especially with the character in this entire game. I love it. And this whole little area in here, these walls are beautiful, so filthy, covered in old tags, worn away tags, throwies that have been here for years. A writer I haven't introduced you to yet who I really like in this game, Mine. Very cool looking fill in. I love the style here. Just take that in for a second. Isn't that beautiful? This door, perfectly rusted with his wild style. I love it. The whole game could have looked like this, and this video would have been so much more positive. Here's another one you haven't seen yet. It might be really hard to see under this light. Oh yeah, Dabs, I think it says. Oh, and there he is in broad daylight. The Oiler third variant. But I still have to give Skate 3 its final grade. So as you saw, I really liked that old factory, but thought that the rest of the map was severely lacking. I have 10 points as to why I do not like the graffiti in Skate 3. And I'm just gonna list them here really quick. The trash cans and dumpsters don't have any tags in the city. The city is so bare bones. There's only one slappy style. Do you mean to tell me I'm the only one going around putting stickers on things? I don't think so, pal. Way too much copy and paste. Way too much mirroring going on here. You mean to tell me nobody's getting up at the university? Or the overpass? A blank overpass absolutely kills me. Way too few hand styles and tags going on throughout the map. People should be writing on everything. Poles, mailboxes, you name it, there should be hand style on it. The only burners that I found were giant characters and not really a piece or a wild style, which are typically what we call burners. Really nice pieces and wild styles. And that would have been really refreshing to see. Maybe that zombie one would be the closest thing, but I'm not sure if I feel comfortable calling that zombie piece a burner. Most of the rules of graffiti were followed. If you don't know the rules of graffiti, don't worry about it. Just know that most of the rules were followed, except for that one time that my slappy was over top of Oiler's throwy. That can't be going on. And the last point is kind of a double-edged sword. On one edge of the sword, it feels like there are real writers roaming around this city. Myth, Mink, Oiler. I can envision these guys going out there and getting up. But there does only seem to be like a handful of them. The previously mentioned best three, and then on top of that we had Buzz, Change, Pabs, Babs or Dabs, I'm not exactly sure, Card, that orange wild style, and Grip, among others. So, to answer the question from the very beginning, is the graffiti in Skate 3 sick or whack? I think I have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is indeed whack. Which is a shame because the game is sick. I know this video was kind of long and not something that I normally do, but if you enjoyed it, please write down there in the comments, hey, I enjoyed this video, please make more like it, because I had a lot of fun doing it, and I would love to keep making videos like it. Going through different video game worlds, finding graffiti, and critiquing it. That sounds great. If you didn't enjoy it, also let me know, but as soon as you're done with this video, go ahead and watch another one of my videos. You're the best audience on YouTube. Bye for now.